Hi, good morning, everyone. We are live, and I'm just going to wait for my Facebook to just load up and stop that chatter that it starts echoing. It's just loading up, and I'm just going to do this. Yes, 1 second. Hi, good morning, everyone. Okay, good morning, everybody. Now we have a very, very, very special friend and a guest here today who's also going to be one of my moms, who I decided is going to be one of my moms when I started this project. Even she didn't know she's going to be one of the moms in the book. I'd already decided it because I love her so much. I've discovered her, I must say, by accident, and by not saying that discovered her. Discovered her who what she does or whatever, but discover who she really is just by accident, because she keeps very quiet when she meets you for the first time. And it was just a blessing that I discovered who she really was, and she's been a friend for 8 9 years now. And I was just telling her that I celebrated my son's birthday yesterday, and she was the first person I'd called when he was born 8 years back. Sapna, welcome, and I'm so glad to have you here. We are going to have a very interesting. We have a very spiritual person here. I mean, it's it's an amazing thing to have a conversation with her. So be ready. We're going to have some nice emotional ride, most likely, right now when we start the Sapna. Let's go ahead and introduce. Please introduce yourself and introduce yourself fully, not with the occupational thing that you always do. There's so much more that you need to introduce, and today's the time. Go live and introduce what all you do and how much I'm proud of you with that.
Thank you, Shikha. Thank you, Shikha. But what you just said, I just recalled. You said you discovered me by accident. And now I recall the first time that you came to me in the clinic was because you had crawled under a table with a camera and you had hurt your shoulder. So it was literally an accident.
Yeah, it was literally an accident.
And I just recalled, and I'm telling you, what were you doing under the table? She said, I was following a child because I was taking this child's picture.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe myself. I said, here's this girl who crawls under a table because a child is crawling under a table and she wants to capture that child in
Yeah.
that moment. And that's amazing.
I also
That's
jumped into pools with kids with my camera because they wanted me to jump in the pool with the camera. When
but that was our first introduction.
right, right,
So
absolutely.
and I just recalled that this is what had happened.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
absolutely.
met Shikha through another patient.
Yeah,
But now I she's my friend
yeah,
and she's really a soul connect.
oh,
And we do
absolutely.
connect. We do connect at a level which is beyond professional
Oh,
capacity.
oh, professional capacity was dropped long time back. I think we dropped.
And yeah, and in fact, when she was carrying her first child, Shaurya, and she was coming to me for antenatal, I remember having these deep spiritual conversations with her.
Yeah,
And it was absolutely brilliant to do that because that's something that is very it's an integral part of me,
yeah,
and it's always trying to find a way to express itself,
yeah.
and you can't do that with everyone and anyone.
It's a blessing for sure. And you have to first tell people what you do, because they jumped into these two chatter girls and they don't know what you
so
do. That is
so what do I do? I Professionally, I'm a physiotherapist. Passionately, I'm also a physiotherapist and I'm a singer. I'm a mom of two beautiful girls who are now 27 and 23.
yeah.
And I'm a human being who's just part of this super consciousness.
Oh yes,
And
totally.
when I look at people and I look at them and I say, oh my God, this is another manifestation of the consciousness. And this has come from my spiritual background. And there's this very beautiful line which comes in the holy scriptures of Sikhism, which is Sab Gobind hai,
Mm.
which basically means they're all the same.
Yeah,
And literally, now when I look at people, I look at them and I say, oh my God, this is also your manifestation.
yeah,
Even if I don't agree with the person, even if I find their views contradictory to mine, but that is what it is.
yeah.
It is really what it is. So I would just say I'm just a part of this bigger cosmos.
Right.
And there are so many people I meet that the first time I meet them, I feel this immediate connect with them.
Yeah.
I don't know them. but I feel it. And that just reiterates the fact that we are all part of it.
Oh, absolutely. And
So, in a bigger sense, I'm a little speck in this huge cosmos, and I'm so happy. And I'm so happy that I can feel that and I can see that.
all of us are. I think all of us are. We need to realize that. But all of us are
Uh,
so like we all can say we are insignificant, but we are so significant
yes,
um,
yes.
because together we make everything, right? Even in this book of 100, one page of one mother could be like it's just one page, but together it'll become such an amazing book with so much happening in the book. Um, Sapna, I mean, in the end of this, I will. And Cynthia is here. She is the Cynthia. You have to stick around till the end to listen to her. Okay, she's an amazing singer. And before we move on to it, we had just started a discussion. I said, "Hello, let's go live," because I didn't want to leak out this discussion and gone out, and then I couldn't find the pulse because it was going into an interesting direction as usual. We were just talking about the fact that how mothers felt and what all is happening. And you just mentioned that you do counseling as well, and of course you're a physiotherapist. And I must say this about Sapna is that Sapna, we like when you meet her, she has this very silent voice. She's hearing you out. She will just talk to you, and it was just one of these sessions. She was in a physiotherapy session with her. I just told her, I think you're a poet. I told her, Sapna, I think you're a poet. And she started smiling. I said, there's some poetry in you for sure. And she's like, she just smiled and she kept on treating my back and anything. And then she just passed me this little CD at that time and said, hear this. And then I put it in my car, uh, you know, and then I heard this voice which was on some other level, the pitch, everything was like opposite level of Sapna. So I had to call her. I was like, did you write the songs or are you the voice in the
I remember that.
CD? So
I remember.
she's like, that's my voice. I was like, no way, that's your voice. It's not your voice. I can't believe it. Like you're speaking in whispers and then you're speaking with such a great expanse of your I mean, from volume to singing to everything was on another level. But that said, I said, I mean, I always saw that there was this was not a physiotherapist working. There was a spiritual being working through physiotherapy. And you must have worked with many, many mothers, right? And you keep working with mothers. And we were just starting to talk about the fact that how these stresses also become part of different parts of our body and stress us out and get stored in different parts of our body. And that's why mothers generally deal with backaches and a lot of these issues all the time. And sometimes they cannot come out of it also. And what strange thing happens is sometimes when the life enters back, everything vanishes from their system. They feel back again with no issues, nothing at all. So, would you like to talk about that,
You
Sapna?
know, there's something called psychosomatic pains,
Yeah,
and it's a term which has been defined. What people don't realize is that it's coming from such a deep level of their dissatisfaction with their own lives. And they also don't know what's going on with them. But what you're feeling needs a manifestation. It could express as pains and aches. And I see so much of it.
yeah,
The moment you start talking to somebody, and I'm saying somebody, it happens more in women that I find because somehow they are unable to express. They are givers by nature. They're so used to giving of themselves, giving of their time, giving of their effort, that they stop focusing on themselves.
yeah,
No time to reflect. So when you talk to these mothers, you talk to women, you find that this manifestation, and this comes from when somebody comes to me with an inexplicable pain, and I've examined them, and clinically I don't find anything.
yeah,
Their scans don't show anything. Yet they are experiencing it. There has to be a reason why they are feeling the way they are feeling. And
yeah,
as you delve deeper, you realize where it's coming from.
yeah.
It's coming from the fact that they are disconnected with themselves.
Right.
They are unhappy with their lives. They're going through these anxiety phases. A lot of times, Others will say, oh, it's premenopausal. It's a blanket statement. Oh, you're going through menopause, or it's a postnatal depression.
Right.
And I'm not saying these things don't happen, but I'm saying you've got to sit back and reflect what is really going on in your mind.
Right.
And if I can just lead them in that direction, just point them a little bit in that direction, I find that they bloom, they just blossom. They suddenly find, oh my God, how come? How come it was so simple?
Right.
And yet it is.
Yet it is. Yes.
And yet it is. It's just about sitting back and reflecting
Yeah.
and spending that time on yourself every day. Just in the beginning of the conversation, we were having this conversation about how we look at ourselves. We say, oh, I'm not beautiful. But it's about sitting down and saying, of course I am beautiful. Who's to say what is beauty?
Yeah.
Who's to say a fair skin is beautiful and a dark skin isn't? Who's to say an oval face is beautiful and a round isn't? Like, who's to say this?
Right.
And it's interesting what you said earlier, that because moms do this, the kids pick up the cues from there.
Right.
And generation after generation, this just goes on.
Yeah.
And somewhere it has to be broken.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Totally. And that's what the whole effort is. That the ripple effect that's coming on children, is this whole thing is rippling out like this. And like you just said, through physiotherapists, you realize that there these like things that don't show in scans. They are these things that don't show in anything. But I've heard you in my when I used to come for a physiotherapy session, and I categorically remember there was this lady who used to come to you, and you used to keep telling her. I could hear her saying that you're okay, there's nothing wrong with her. And you came out and we'd become good friends, and she's like, she believes there's something wrong with her, but there's nothing wrong with her. I cannot handle her medically, but she has to be handled in a different way so that this gets. And you have to call her children. She was pretty old, and you have to call her children and say she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. But I could see her screaming in pain, you
Yeah.
know. And what you just said, like it's unbelievable. And they never made connections. I'm doing the same thing. You did it through physiotherapy. I'm doing it through photography, because this pain which everybody sees is a smile, is a picture, is a lot of stuff that's happening. It's all on the surface, but inside that pain is still there of bad self-image. We don't look nice. We are not beautiful. And I think missing is a good thing. Then the whole resistance comes against showing up. Just keep resisting and go down and then stay there and don't come back. And even if I have to come back, it's so much effort because we go so down that without help, it's sometimes very difficult to even come back. And
That becomes a comfort zone.
yeah,
Being down in the dumps also becomes a
yeah,
comfort zone.
true, true.
It takes such courage to lift yourself,
Oh yes,
but that's the only way.
yeah.
That's really the only way. And
One
I
life, no?
sorry.
Only one life, no?
Yeah.
To live.
Because it's easier to say, I'm happy here. This
Yeah.
is the zone I know. So why push yourself? It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And let's not undermine the effort that it takes.
Oh yes.
But if we can support each other, and we should, whether it's by word, or like the book that you're going to come out with, whether it's that, anything that inspires us.
Yeah.
It's just hand holding each other and saying, of course you can do it.
Right, right. And that's why you're here, Sapna, because this hand holding is what I'm trying to do. Virtually also, I'm meeting such beautiful people who are trying to hand hold. Just yesterday, I must say that it was morning time for me, and then Devi, who's one of my pillars helping us, she sent a message, I'm doing a Zoom session, and it was night for everybody. And then I said, okay, let me just go in, because each pillar has mothers. They are making them to reach finish line. And like I just went in and I was just like, wow, at 10 o'clock in the night, they're sitting and discussing about this book and inspiring each other to make the story out. Look at the pulse, and look at how much this needs to come out. That some people across the world, different time zones, are sitting together discussing it. And like it really humbled me because I was just like, I'm just I'm just telling people about it. People are feeling about it, and now they're sitting together to create this whole book. And it was beautiful to see that people will uplift, mothers will uplift each other, everything will happen. It's just that we have to just put it out and start working at it, and an impossible thing will, the healing will happen. And I keep telling my father that, this whole mother nature that we call, if the pulse of the mother is so painful, how are we going to heal?
Yeah,
this
yeah, that's so
this whole
true.
energy is roaming around with mothers being upset, and it's not to be blamed. Like this project is nothing to do with standing up and saying cause for mothers, mother, nothing to do that. This is a very gentle project of pushing the mothers that uplift the spiritual cosmos slowly, 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 please, because this is too down, it's just
And
too
it's
down.
also not judgmental. You're
Yeah.
not, it's not about judging anybody for what they are, who they are, but it's about inspiration.
Yes, and just up, go up. And I'm not saying, oh, if mothers' rights and this and that, they should stop taking care of the children. Nothing like that. It's just that when that night happens and everything is quiet, there should be a sense that what next should I do to accomplish? Not to say, oh my God, thank God this day also went by and now I have some, it is overwhelming. Raising children is overwhelming. So much goes into it, but support has to come from every side, and the belief has to come that this is a process, it's beautiful, let's embrace it, let's move forward. And when things get quiet, we can sit down and celebrate and figure out and dream and put them on paper. And whenever, whatever time is right for us, we can maneuver back into that place where it was a happy place. And through pictures, this is what the book is going to be. It's going to be your story through pictures. It's not going to be just your face coming in there. And it's amazing that I have already, this was the 30th bomb, and I'm seeing resistance coming in these 30th bombs as well. Just forgive my cold, please. And these bombs, I can see it again coming. I call something called a resistant sister that comes and sits next to us and say, "This is just stupidity. What you're doing. This is totally craziness." I mean, look at your face. I mean, it actually has dark circle, man. How are you trying to? What do they think? These are the thoughts that come. Like, what does this world think? What is Shikha thinking sitting there? What? It's very easy for her to say, "I have 5 kids." She just has 2. How can she say that? That come uplift, do a dream. It's all silly. These are all resistant chatter that surround us, and they say, "Yeah, I can't. I mean, I have things to do. Why am I going to do the self portrait and put it in there?" But it's not that they don't want to. It's just that every time they try to come out, the resistance will come back, will push them down. They have to fight it. And recently I was reading somewhere, it said resistance is an energy. It is an energy which is there. Do not think resistance is some kind of, like, if I say, Sapna, change your habits today, it doesn't do anything to you, really. The word habit is like, fine, I'll do something. I have to make a plan. But when I say fight your resistance, you can feel that something is right here, sitting here. You have to fight it. You have to, resistance is something you have to fight. You have to say, get out of my way, just stay away. And that's why resistance is an energy that sits on us all the time, stopping us from doing, living, shining, everything. Because the comfort zone you spoke about is the sister of resistance sister, I think, because they
Yeah, it doesn't let you push yourself. It doesn't even let you look at yourself the way you are seen.
absolutely.
Because you're it's easier for you to believe what someone else is telling you.
Yeah.
It's so much easy. So, I keep connecting it because I when I see patients. So this lady came to me, 80-year-old lady. So I said, "Are you better?" She says, "You tell me." I said, "You're the one who's going through the pain. I'm treating you. You have to tell me, are you better or not?" She says, "How will I know?" And for a minute, I was shocked. These things still shock me. And I said, then I sat her down. I said, "Look at your life.
Yeah.
Look at things that you were finding difficult earlier. Now tell me, with the treatment, are you better?" She just went quiet for a minute. So then she said, "But I've never thought of it like that." She says, I've always, the doctors told me, oh, you're better, go home. And I believed the doctor.
Yeah.
So, and here I am telling her, you tell me, are you better?
Yeah.
I have my own parameters of saying you're better because I'm checking you clinically.
Right.
But you are the one who's going through it. So, how do you make your life better? How
Right.
do you feel fulfilled at the end of the day? How do you feel happy at the end of the day?
Right.
How do you feel I've lived? Like you just said, no, at the end of the day, you say, oh my God, thank God this day is over. Or you say, oh my God, what a ride.
Mm.
What a good day it was. Like I had some really amazing moments today.
Yeah.
But you've also got to keep your eyes open for those amazing moments.
Right. Right.
You've got to be present. And all so at our day-to-day upbringing, and I'm saying our day-to-day activities and our upbringing doesn't lean in that direction.
Right.
How mindful are we?
Yeah.
And you know, when you so there's a very interesting thing, I'm forgetting the shlok, but it says that when you eat, every morsel that goes in your mouth, you should savor that. You should be able to distinguish between the flavors that you are experiencing, the tongue is experiencing. How many of us eat like that?
We don't do anything like that. Forget about.
It's like, okay, tick box, I've eaten,
Right.
let's go.
Yeah. True.
And that goes for everything and anything that you do.
Yeah.
And when you become mindful, then you start looking at life in a different way, and your own life becomes a celebration. It
Right.
literally becomes a prayer.
Because it multiplies, no? What you
Yeah.
gain multiplies. You live in this pain, that multiplies, right? You
Hmm.
live in you find happy moments, that will multiply. Whatever you will live, you will multiply that, you will attract that. And I mean, anybody who knows me, I usually don't talk this stuff of universe and secrets and attraction. I generally don't, because I'm a very present person, right? But I also know in that present being now today, it's absolutely in my hand, which most of us mothers start forgetting. They don't think it's in their hand. They start
Hmm.
believing it's not in their hand to do this. It is all out of control, you know? And there's so much confusion happening that they think that we need a particular time to rise, when the children will become old, or if I will get certain kind of money, or even if I am a working mom, when I will get this solace of this juggling that I'm doing between work and child and work and child and guilt and all that. When I get some time, then I'll rise. That that time never comes.
Because the moment is now.
Yes, that night never comes.
Yeah, it's really a now moment.
Yes.
Whatever you can grab in this moment, grab it with both hands
Yeah.
and hold on to it and live it and savor it.
Yeah.
There is never going to be a perfect time.
Ever.
There's really never going to be a perfect time.
Yeah.
So when your kids are older, what we don't realize is we are setting examples for our children.
Absolutely. That's what I say in a lot of interviews.
You know, what we say is not going to matter. They are watching us. And we are really literally under the microscope as far as our kids are concerned.
Right.
They're watching us so intently. Just like we know our kids in and out, like we say, all moms say, no, I know my child, I know what's going on in his head or in her head.
Yeah.
They also know.
They also know. Yeah.
They are as tuned into us as we are to them.
Oh, yes. That's a
They
beautiful
know.
thing you said. That they
Sorry?
also know. Yeah.
They also know.
Yeah.
And they know in more ways than we give them credit for.
Oh, absolutely. That's true. That's
Even
very.
the little ones, even as young as Shaurya.
Oh, there's younger one, 2-year old. He also knows. He knows.
Yeah. So
I just.
just imagine.
Yeah.
And they know they're watching us. So if we take if we take our role as mothers as seriously as we do, then we also have to, as part of that, we have to be good to ourselves. We have to think good about ourselves. Only then will our kids think good about
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's I mean, I used to keep saying that the kids are watching and the ripple effect, but you put it beautifully that they also know. And the fact is they do. And And rising is also not easy, Sapna. Rising is just not easy.
No, it isn't. I agree. It isn't.
You find, like, I found my pulse with this project one fine day, and I'm moving into it, and then so much changes around you, and then one of the mothers says, everything is the same, but everything changes. And now, I sometimes find myself being pulled. Oh, should I just like keep thinking about this project, which is I'm so passionate about? Okay, Shaurya is asking for me, I'm feeling guilty, I should not lock the door, I should not do it. The chatter just doesn't end. We just can't do anything without these chatters that surround us all the time. And that's a lot of times, a lot of women who are trying to come back also give up, because they take this chatter so seriously that it just thinks that if somebody sitting on our head constantly speaking, I might as well just let go of that person.
Yeah.
But you're right that uh, it takes time, and you have to just keep believing. And when things, like, we always have a choice. Like that, like I just told you that since last few, like a week and a half, somehow I'm feeling so much energy that I'm soaking in with so many places, so many stories, so many things, and my children, and my sleepless night with the younger ones still. I feel like there are times when I'm feeling, oh my god, this is like, come on. But the thing is that I have the choice to switch off, right? I have the choice to ask for help. When I thought it was getting overwhelming, I said I need pillars. Did I get help? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Did I get help? Yes. Five of them are there right now. I've already done and 25 moms when I celebrated. There are five of them who are standing there speaking to five moms each, to bring them also, because I realize I cannot do this because the chatter is multiplied by 25 for me. It's not my chatter. Now 30th or the 30th mom. The chatter will be multiplied for somebody like me 100 times. The resistance I'm going to fight is going to be 100 times. Those 100 pages, they will not come without resistance.
But there's a very interesting thing, because it's such a fight, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it totally. It's totally worth it. But I'm saying, can I get do I've realized with this project, do I have a choice to switch off? Of course. Do I have a choice to say,
Anytime.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be with my children? Of course. And even if you're a corporate working mother, can we be available fully with our mothers, with our children? Yes. You know, can we ask for help? Yes. Will we receive it? Absolutely. The
Yeah,
belief.
it's just about asking. No.
Yeah.
And I think the resistance also is, if you ask, you appear weak. But what we don't realize, and this is a common perception, when you ask for help, oh my gosh, she can't handle it.
Yeah.
But that's not what it is. It's not what it is. If you ask for help at this point in time, your plate is overflow. You
Yeah.
say, help me out here.
Yeah.
And then you are going to do that for somebody. So, which is how the chain works.
Chain. I mean, when you said that, I always say it's a chain, that the chain always works.
It works, and it works beautifully, because
Yeah.
that's how we'll be able to help each other,
Yeah.
and literally say, hey, today you're down in the dumps. And I'm using the word down in the dumps because mentally also there are times when you're down in the dumps,
Yeah.
and you feel, it's too overwhelming, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And the moment you reach out,
Yeah.
you just have to reach out. You'll find there's somebody who will support you and say, hey, don't worry, I got your back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me do this for you today.
Yeah.
And I've had such beautiful experiences from people in my life who've done this for me. I am so indebted that I feel it is my responsibility now to be able to do it for other moms.
Yeah.
When my kids were young, I remember there were times when I was really overwhelmed, and I would call up a friend and say, please take them away. Just take them away for an hour or so.
Yeah.
I need some time to myself.
Yeah.
And she'd say, okay, fine. I'll come and I'll babysit them. You go.
Yeah.
Now, if today I can do that for another mom who's got young kids and it is overwhelming, then I am just paying my debt.
Yeah.
There was somebody who supported me, there was somebody who helped me. It's my responsibility, it's my duty, and I feel I must do this now to help others. And it's for different stages of each one's life. So I like you said, no, it's a chain. It's literally a chain.
It is. And asking for help is a, this yesterday in that call, I went ahead and one of my mom said, if somebody asks, so I said, when you reach the finish line with this submitting your pictures, you will have to get other mothers to submit because, we have to take them out of their resistance and say, come, 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 you can do it. Because I'm still getting questions like, we will know it's a self-portrait movement. My dearest mothers, all of them know, and be like, can we slip in this picture that you took of us? I said, no, that I saw you like that. You have to find yourself. They're like babies, that can we do this because we look nice in this is at the back of the head. And I'm again reminding that this picture is nothing to do with, like, this book is nothing to do with your image. It is your story. And even if in your story you don't show, even if it's a silhouette, even if it's whatever, but it shows your story, that's it. Like, we will have a small, index behind of how you guys look. But this picture, like this book, is going to unfold story by story by story, in silhouettes, in dancing, in ecstatic movement or whatever. It's not necessary your image has to come. See, we get stuck again. In spite of being interviewed, in spite of being constantly said, in spite of loving the whole movement, we go back and we get stuck. We keep
Because
going
it's a
back.
strong suit. No, it's a strong suit.
Yeah, because we like, पिक्चर देना पड़ेगा अभी इंटरव्यू तो बहुत अच्छा था अभी पिक्चर देना पड़ेगा it'll happen to you as well because you'll be like Abhisheka ने इंटरव्यू ले लिया है she's taken an interview there's English audience sorry here so she's taken the interview now and now she's going to ask me to give me my story and my picture and that too she's telling me not any picture I have to create my story who's going to do that who has the time but are we here to up like this project is about uplifting right this story is not only for you to come out it's not about celebrating Sapna it's also about thousands of Sapnas who's going to see it and say wow I want to be like Sapna oh this is amazing I want to be like this person in the book and I want to be like this mom in the book so it's not about you anyway. This is a big service you're doing to the world right now because I'm saying this Mother Earth is called Mother, and the mothers are the ones who have this pulse of going down, sitting in that dark, and feeling so horrible about themselves.
You know
And
what you just said? I'm sorry to cut. What you
no,
just said,
please,
no,
it's a,
about sleepless nights.
yeah,
You're with the younger one. And as mothers, when we are raising our kids, we go through a lot.
yeah,
We have to go through a lot to be able to raise our children
right,
because there's a higher cause here.
right,
And all I can say is that what you just said about sending pictures and saying, oh my God, do I have to do this? Like, okay, interview went off very well. I had fun. I had fun talking to Shikha. But now at my end, what I need to do. So we just need to put a higher cause to it.
right.
So imagine you're doing this for women across the world.
You are
Your story can be inspiring for someone.
absolutely,
Just keep that in mind and then say, of course I'm going to do this.
yeah,
And I'm not going to let my resistance come shine through.
yeah,
It's going to be this movement
yeah,
where I am looking at, like, literally I'm looking at, what I can envision right now is a globe, and I can see all these women on it and some of them struggling. And you say, if whatever one thing that I said can inspire someone,
yeah.
I have to do this. I owe it to them.
Absolutely. And you're also releasing it no into the universe. It doesn't belong. When you keep something, it's yours. When you
Yeah.
release something, including your children, they're no more yours. They're no more yours. So we are releasing this story about us, which was ours, but when you release it, it's no more yours. So release it. One, to feel absolutely light. Two, to release it for others to start seeing it. And three, become an inspiration. And then keep releasing in different ways. It's all about, in medically, I've taken my health journey in whole food, plant based, etc. as well. And my somebody I was just trying to tell her, and she just couldn't understand the whole concept. I was like, do you realize that food is not meant to be filling you up till here, right? Like that's what we are told. Fill up your stomach, you'll feel hungry. Fill up your stomach, fill up your stomach. I said, do you realize the food was supposed to uh, be fed so that it can get out of your body? She was just like very confused. She's like, what? We're supposed to eat food so that everything. I said, yes, we are not supposed to eat food. We are only eating food to give all the strength to all the organs so they can discard. Like, can you imagine? So every fetus we are actually, we are not supposed to fill our stomachs. We are supposed to eat for our heart. We are supposed to eat for our lungs to work well. We are supposed to eat the right food for our kidneys to work well. Yeah. So the process is not of filling. The process of discarding, from our mind to our food to every part of it, our body discards. And she was not understanding this. I was like, okay, you keep nonsense in your mind goes toxic, right? You keep nonsense in your stomach, your lot of stuff in the stuff system will go toxic. Your skins have holes here to release the toxic. Every single body, like your lungs are taking good breath, bad breath out. Good heart is taking good pump, good blood in. Whatever science I know, you're a doctor. But every single organ is working to eradicate, to not retain. And every experience is supposed to be eradicated or not retained. And because it's retained, it creates this toxicity. And that's what my health journey taught me, that we do not eat to keep, or we do not, versus now what I'm trying to say is we are not living to keep these experiences. We are also living these experiences to release it after that.
Right,
Experience
right,
release,
right.
you
And
know?
don't hold on to these things.
Not at all.
So you had a hard time at some journey, at some point in your journey. You had a hard time. Let go.
Yeah.
Let go. Move on. You
Yeah.
learned something. And I say this to my kids when how they're going through something and they'll come and they'll just vent. And I say, if it hasn't killed you, it's going to teach you something.
Yeah.
Learn and move on. And they look at me and say, our mom's mad.
No, but that's the whole thing. If we understand this basic thing, Sapna, that we are receivers, but we have the ability to release. That's how the bodies were formed. Even scientifically, our bodies made to release. But we started to accumulate,
Hoard.
hoard and accumulate from every level, from energy level to experience level to eating level to pain level. And even the pain is hoarded.
Exactly. You're so right. You're so right. There's something known as a chronic pain syndrome.
Yeah.
And in fact, now that you say this, I was just talking about this to somebody last week. And this patient came, she said, I have pain for 30 years. And I said, okay. So I started examining her, and every sensation, she would say, this is pain. Like, so there is a light touch. If you touch somebody, there's a deep touch. All these are different sensations.
Yeah.
And she would say, oh, this is painful. Now, there is a science behind this. What happens is in a chronic pain syndrome, the brain starts recognizing every sensation as pain.
Right.
It's a misrepresentation of a sensation because the brain is now, it's kind of learned that. You've got to now be able to change that, which is not an easy process.
Right.
It's and it requires behavioral therapy also along with whatever else you're doing. But this is what happens with us also. Every emotion, every feeling, we start putting it in the only box that we know.
Right.
And that doesn't let us grow.
Yeah.
So if coming back to the body image, self-image, if my self-image is poor and I look at myself and I only look at the flaws, then everything, every experience that I have, I'll tend to put it in that slot only.
Yeah.
And that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
So say, like you were talking of dark circles.
Right.
So I have this melasma, which came after my first pregnancy.
Right.
It's something that I have been told by umpteen number of people. Why don't you do something about it? Why don't you get some procedure done? I'm like, it's okay. It's all right. And I'm not saying those who do it is anything wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, it's all right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. My image is I am a person. I have these two. I have a life. I have two beautiful children.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it.
Right.
This doesn't define who I am.
Right. It happens with my white hair.
Me too.
People have been telling me for the last 10 years. When I got married also, they told me, why don't you do something about it? I'll tell you a funny experience I had at a hair salon recently because they were totally shocked. They were just like, people like this exist. I'm like, I'm done with the haircut. No blow dry? No, no, no blow dry. Why? Because I don't like it. I'm like, it doesn't suit me. Like, you're done with the haircut? I said, yes, I am. And then he came out with nodding his head and he's like, you know, she's
She's
too
mad.
simple. I mean, don't blame me if she's going out from this parlor because she was the owner. That she's going out of this parlor without a blow dry and not with her like this crazy hair that I love about myself. Uh, but the whole thing that we have discovering through this interview is, and I am discovering is now, like I always said it, but now I've gone to another level of understanding because each interview is making me understand something, and the real understanding is that one, we have the choice to release. Two, we are meant to release, not only a choice. We are meant to release and not accumulate at any level, you know,
True. So
at
true.
any level. And we are constant. I think this needs to come out in itself in the spirit of this book that somebody saying Kara is here. Oh, Kara would love this conversation. I think Kara is here. She's just like, she's my, she's helped me a lot to come out here. But Kara would love this conversation the most, what we're going through. So, one, that because our bodies are meant to release every single thing um, that goes in, and then it feeds our body, whether it's our lungs, it's our heart, it's our mind, it's our spirit, everything. And then we're meant to release it. What we do is we hold on and we hold on and we hold on and we hold on and we just keep going inside, 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 holding it on. And then we are in pain at every level. And every level is not easy to handle. And then this little silly thing called camera makes me realize, my God, so much is held. And now we say no and we say not nice. And then we are just sitting with it and the whole life gone. Can you imagine, Sapna, like you're a spiritual person, and I'm just going to go on to, because I can talk to you for definitely for hours on this, and we need to have these interviews not so long. But can you imagine, like, can you feel the pain when I'm saying that this earth is holding?
I
Just of
definitely,
mothers, just
I
of mothers.
definitely, yeah, I
Huh?
feel it. I,
And
I feel it and I see it. And I sometimes you want to reach out and you say, hey, it's okay.
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah,
You're good. You really want to do that to people. You say, you're fine.
yeah,
Like you're saying, when people are conscious of themselves in front of a camera, your experience of seeing this is through the lens. Mine is when they come to me in pain and I say, hey, it's okay.
yeah. I know. I've seen that, and like I've gone through your physiotherapy, and I've absolutely seen that you can feel it on the body, that these pains. And this project is making me realize that any level, there's so much work needs to be done before anything good. Like even if somebody wants to save this so-called earth with pollution and anything else, unless this kind of pollution is solved within us, we cannot we cannot manifest anything outside. This pollution is destroying us inside. And thanks to this conversation, now I'm taking another step in and I'm realizing that yes, resistance, yes, bad self-image, yes, all the talk, yes, everything, but the release is the good thing. And this book is going to be releasing many 100 mothers at least are going to release themselves out and fly it off. And then slowly, I think the process of releasing will start. I imagine, I just felt the ecstasy, of that release. I just felt it. I just felt the ecstasy of that release when mothers start releasing. uh I don't, right now I was so with my cold last 1 week. I was just like, Shikha, I just think you're overdoing this. This project is going on to your, it's getting under your system. But now that after this interview, I'm saying maybe I'm releasing it. Like all this is a release because I, as a child, have been in pain, losing a mother. I feel her pain after becoming a mother. These things are just getting piled up after piled up after piled up. There are mothers who had so much, like you see the stories of these mothers. Kara is here, Cynthia is here. They've gone so much as mothers, but this accumulation needs to drop, you know. And that was a resistance talking to me. Just I was like, oh my God, 13 interview, I have to get up. Come on, Shikha, actually you're going down with this interview. This is actually not. I'm releasing it, and this is all side effect of the release. And that's how I'm going to see this, because nothing is going to stop me to come back and finish these 100 interviews. You know, these
Of course, more power to you.
it
Really,
will
more
happen.
power to you.
I show up with this little cloth all the time, doing this in the middle. I don't care. Like, I don't care, because it's not about being proper. It's about this release. These mothers need to do it, and this book needs to do this release so that we can start the process of this Mother Earth becoming lighter through mothers. Like, this
Definitely.
Earth spirituality has to become lighter. Period. Somebody
Yeah.
has to start the process, and it is not as simple as get into meditation, start fixing yourself, make your health okay. I think that's really far off.
That's
We've got,
oversimplifying it.
yeah,
You know,
we've
it's
got
like
too deep with this project. Yeah, we've gone very deep, and we are getting deeper and deeper. And Sapna, I just totally love you. Like, a lot of my mothers, I totally
love
love
you
Kara
too.
as well. Kara is here, and if she's here listening to it, Kara, I know that you will love Sapna's point of view as well in this interview. Like, if you met Sapna, you would talk to Sapna for hours, and Kara, some person will, Sapna, we can talk for hours. Sapna, and you know that I love pushing people, and everybody knows that. And
But you
know
know
that,
what?
you know,
But on one last thing. So you're pushing helped me come to Bangalore, do the music therapy workshop.
yeah,
And that was the first one that I had done.
yeah,
And from there, I went on to do a couple of more.
yeah,
So I'm so glad that you pushed me. And I know that you stand by people and you say, you know, you've got it in you.
yeah.
You just have to do this. So thank you. Thank you for being who you are.
Thanks, Sapna. But I know, and I just tell the audience this, that one fine day I'm heading this health movement just today, like this movement I'm heading, and I say, Sapna, we are doing a health thing with music. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I think you're coming over to Bangalore to my session. I'm heading, this voluntary session I used to do for health. You're going to come and teach music and how music heals. And she was just like, okay. And because she's a spiritual person, she also thought a message, and she came over. And I think everybody from that session still remembers that session. Just singing, sitting, singing, understanding that how different colors and singing comes together. And even if you don't know how to sing, you sing and you find so much release. And we are up for a very beautiful treat here. Please don't go, Kara and Cynthia, if you're still hanging around. It's not a this thing. Sapna has a gorgeous voice, and she's a professional singer, Indian classical singer. If that's is that, are you a
I don't
classical?
no, I don't do classical, but
But
I do light music. So
light
which
music.
is Sufi, ghazals,
Oh my
and
God! If your music is light, Sapna, I don't know what light is. I mean, what is high music? I don't know. Like, come on. What is heavy music? I don't know. So let's go hear it, and we will put on your dream. Let's just tell me your dream, and we will end with one nice song from you, Sapna. What's your dream, Sapna? We are going to manifest your dream from this book.
my dream is to be able to make a difference to as many lives as I can touch. That's it.
And this is
That's
the beautiful part about all the mothers who are coming together. They all say the same thing.
it.
The mothers
That's
who
it.
are coming in this book. So I one fine day said, okay, so my dream is your 100, like this book coming true, so that these dreams, all these 100 dreams come true. So that's become my dream, that these 100 dreams come true by making this book go to places that these dreams can come true. And then imagine each one of you have many, many lives. So imagine if all your dreams came true, how many dreams and how many lives you would have touched for sure. Beautiful, awesome. Sapna, let's have that song. Hey,
Okay.
come on.
What should I sing? Okay. What'll come? What's coming to my mind?
Yeah,
Let's just do that. I'm just going to set one note to get my starting note.
please.
Give me 1 second. I just need that on my.
Kara is here, and I just she just knows how much she means to me. So, Kara, come listen to the music. Don't leave if you've not left. And I think Debbie, everybody are going to just join in. The minute they wake up, they will also love this interview totally. Losing you. We're losing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
Nena,
We're losing you. You'll have to, I think, you'll have to set the music off probably. That
okay, let's do
that's
that.
going for. Yeah.
Now tell me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Nena, nena, कैसे बीते रहना पिया बिन मुझको आए नाही चैना नैना रे नैना कैसे बीते रहना पिया बिन मुझको आए नाही चैना नैना रे नैना. So for the English audience, I can give a translation so that they understand. So there's this woman who's pining for her beloved, and she's saying she's very restless. Unless and until I see you, this restlessness won't go away. So those are the two lines that I just sang. बाबरे मन से खाई ऐसी मात मैंने बाबरे मन से खाई ऐसी मात मैंने जाग जाग काटी बिरहा की रात मैंने देखे जो अपने मेहंदी वाले हाथ मैंने रोई सारी रहना नैना रे नैना कैसे बीते रहना पिया बिन मुझको आए नाही चैना नैना रे नैना. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know your support system was not there. So beautiful. I anyway love the lyrics. It was beautiful.
It's
And
beautiful.
uh, Melanie, this is like 1% of Melanie is here. You have to do this. Melanie is joining in here. This is just 1% of what Sapna. This is a bad audio system coming through Sapna's. You have to hear Sapna. She just blow, and like the spiritual song she can take you to. Sapna, we have to have one more taste of taking us to the next height. You have to, because I think this audio and your support system is not there with music,
Yeah.
but you can do it. I know.
I this one is a spiritual song, and it's a prayer. It's literally a prayer where you're reaching out to your whoever you believe in, and you're saying, all my dreams, all my wishes, you can see on my face. I don't need a prayer. I don't need words to say what I want. Yeah. So अर्जियां सारी मैं चेहरे पे लिख के लाया हूँ तुमसे क्या मांगू मैं तुम खुद ही समझ लो, मौला 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 मेरे मौला, मौला 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 मेरे मौला, मौला 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 मौला, दरारे दरारे हैं माथे पे मौला, मरम्मत मुकद्दर की कर दो मौला मेरे मौला, जो भी तेरे दर आया झुकने जो सर आया, मस्तियाँ पिए सबको झूमता नजर आया, प्यास लेके आया था दरिया वो भर लाया, नूर की बारिश में भीगता सतर आया, मौला 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 मेरे मौला।
Gorgeous.
Thank you, thank you,
Beautiful,
thank you.
beautiful, beautiful, Sapna. I absolutely feel I feel so much better. You know, my release has just happened. My cold feet,
Yeah,
wigs. This is what it is. You know, it all is connected, and I feel so much better now. Uh, you can see it on my face. I feel I can open my eyes suddenly from that eyes like that. It was um, but thank you so much, Sapna. I know that I have seen you live, and I think you're a gorgeous singer. You're a great human being. You're an absolute jewel as an addition to this book, and it will lift this book spiritually up at another level. We've just had 1% conversation of what Sapna and I can have for, and she can bring to this book. So, welcome to this book, Sapna. This is a beautiful edition, and
thank you so much for
I
having
wish
me.
I can distribute all your songs with full music, everything to people, and maybe we can do it. If you
Of
have some
course,
link, no, if you have
I'll
a
do
link, give it to me. I will edit this interview and put the link so that people can actually hear you and not in this silly, sound headphones, because your voice is gorgeous. It's a
I
Sufi
will.
voice.
I'll send you the
Yeah, put
YouTube
that
link.
link there and people can hear her out. I have no idea of the words, but I can see from your response, Shikha, that it's powerful and resonating with you. Beautiful. Yeah. Also, this is a beautiful song, Melanie. That's why, not only that, but like Sap- Sapna, I have to bring her voice to the world. That's been my mission for very, very long. Uh,
I know.
this
Yes,
is
it
not this is
has.
not the right this is not the place to introduce Sapna with her voice. She deserves an awesome stage with everybody. Maybe on our 100-day session, we will have Sapna go live on Zoom with proper music and have a proper.
Yes, we'll do that.
We'll
We'll
do
do
that.
that. We'll
So
do
we will go off live now, and you will get to meet these gorgeous women who are part of this book. And I hope it brings a lot of light to all of you. Thank you so much, Sapna. And
Thank you so much, Shikha,
don't leave.
for inviting me.
It's a
Thank you.
pleasure. It's a pleasure. Don't leave. We're just going to go. Thank you, Kara, Cynthia, and Melanie. Love you guys. You know I love you guys a lot. So I'm just going to go off live.